Hi guys, this is Tiara and I'm going to do my demonstration speech on how to make an omelet. I usually like to make it on the weekends because it's like I don't really have that much time during the week. It's really simple and easy. It only takes about 5 to 6 minutes to make. I usually just like to use simple things. I just used to like to make a plain omelet sometimes, but if I have a lot more time, I usually just like to add different things to it. It's usually just plain and simple. The things I use to make my omelet is I use cheese. This is Mexican cheese, but it doesn't really matter what kind of cheese you use, as long as you whatever kind of cheese you like. I use milk. I like 2% milk. I don't really like whole milk, but whatever milk you want to use, that's fine. I use olive oil, and I usually put olive oil just to coat the pan and to kind of cook the egg. But I usually don't like to use anything else but olive oil. I usually like to use a little bit of seasoned salt. Some people don't like that, but I personally do. I think it gives a little bit of a flavor, a little bit of a kick. Just one egg, and then I use a bowl, and then I fork. So then I'm going to start by, I'm going to crack the egg to put it in here. So, as you can see, and then I got the egg right there, and then I'm going to crack it. Usually, some people like to crack it on the edges, but I usually like to crack it on here because if I get the shells in there, then it's like a hard time trying to get all the shells out, so I'm not going to do that. And then you see, you're opening it, and then you just kind of like move it, and then you just kind of like let it go in there like that. And then you just make sure, in the trash, you make sure there's no shells or anything in there. Make sure there's no shells or anything. You want to kind of whisk it a little bit. Sorry, I can't even talk. You kind of want to whisk it a little bit like that, moving around until you kind of like get it all over. And then you kind of got it a little bit even. So there you go. And then what I start by doing is I put a little bit of seasoned salt in it, just a little tiny bit. You do not want to put a lot in there because it just kind of overpowers it. You just want a little tiny bit. Just put a little bit of seasoned salt in there. Just a little pinch in there, not a lot. And then you can mix it around a little bit. A little tiny bit of milk to kind of like make it a little fluffy. You don't want to put a lot of milk in there because you don't want the milk to overpower it. So just put a tiny bit of milk in there. Then you let it mix this up. So it's kind of like, it's a little bit good. So this is how pretty much you should have your egg to look like that. And then, what you can do is you can put a little bit of cheese in there, but I like to do this way. But it's just optional, however you want to do it. I just like to put a little bit of cheese in there, like a lot of cheese in there. And you can also add like peppers and onions and ham and bacon, but those are kind of optional because some people don't like certain things. It just depends on what you like. You can put it in there. That's how you want to add it in there. I kind of whisk it in there a little bit right now. Whisk all the cheese, everything in there to make it look kind of good. And then we don't need this anymore. And I already kind of heated up the pan a little bit. I usually don't like to put my temperature on too high. I like to put it a little bit like, right now I just put it on low, medium-ish. I don't really know how the temperatures work. And then what I do is I put a little bit of olive oil in here, and then I kind of just coat the pan. Don't want to put a lot in there, just a little tiny bit. And you can kind of turn it up to medium to kind of get it kind of hot in there a little bit. So I put a little bit of olive oil in there and kind of coat it around a little bit. And then you kind of want to wait. You can just kind of tell if when you're ready to put it in there. So I just put a little bit in there. Kind of coat it now, so it's kind of coated now all the way. And then what I do is I just stick the omelet in here. Just get it all the way in there. And you can kind of just tell, you kind of just want to wait to just get everything. And then at this point, once you put the egg in here, you want to, what I do is I turn the heat all the way up so it can kind of cook faster, but then you kind of want to make sure you keep watching it, because if you don't watch it, it's going to burn up. So that's what I do. I just have to clean this up. So what I do is I kind of turn it all the way up so it can kind of cook all the way. I should have kept it on, but that's what I do. And then what you need one of these spatulas to make sure it's kind of like gets on. And then you can kind of just kind of wait a little bit. It'll kind of cook a little bit on its own. But like I said, just make sure that you continuously watching the egg. You'll kind of tell when it gets a little good. And also, it depends. Sometimes the way that you like it. If you like a little bit kind of wetter, and if you like it kind of like if you like it wet, or if you like it really dry, then it just depends on, like I said, how you like it. So it's personally how you do it. And like I said, it's cooking kind of fast. So I want to turn the temperature down. So it's cooking kind of fast all the way. I like mine kind of wet, so I don't really like a lot of stuff on it. And what I do is I put a little bit more cheese in here. A little bit more cheese in here to make it a little bit creamy. Okay. A little bit more cheese. The cheese a little bit more, and then you can kind of like, when you're doing it, you just kind of want to go around the sides to make sure that it's kind of done. And then you can kind of check the bottom of it to see if it's done, and it is. So you can see, you can almost see that it's good. So and you can see that it's almost done. And you can do it. You can put a little bit more cheese on the top. And it should be good. Turn everything off. And then voila, you got the perfect omelet. Thank you guys. Have a good day. Hope you enjoyed my video of the omelet. Thank you.